Imagine this scene. You've just spent $250,000 on a spectacular Lamborghini Urus. You climb inside, the smell of premium leather fills the cabin, you press the start button that looks like it belongs in a fighter jet, and the engine roars to life with a brutal fury. You feel on top of the automotive world, driving a unique and exclusive piece of Italian art. But now, imagine walking over to a humble Volkswagen Golf or a family Audi Q5, popping the hoods of both, ripping apart the internal components, and realizing that underneath all that carbon fiber and the Raging Bull badge, your Italian supercar shares the exact same bones, the same platform, the same electronics, and even the same buttons as the car your neighbor uses to buy groceries. Would you feel ripped off? Well, don't worry, because this isn't a conspiracy theory, it's the hidden reality of the modern automotive industry, and it's called component sharing. Today, we are tearing down the illusion of luxury, and I'm going to show you how the most prestigious brands on the planet build their spaceships using parts you could find at your local junkyard. To understand how we got here, we have to travel to the heart of the giant automotive groups. The clearest and most fascinating example in the world is the Volkswagen Group. This German giant doesn't just own the people's car brand, it also owns Audi, Porsche, Bentley, Lamborghini, and Bugatti. Developing a car from scratch, designing a chassis, crash testing it, and homologating it for global regulations costs billions of dollars. If Lamborghini had to pay for all that development on its own just to sell a few thousand Urus models a year, the car would have to cost $3 million just to be profitable. What was the engineers' solution? They created the MLB Evo platform. Think of this as a high-tech Lego skeleton that can be stretched, shrunk, and adapted. On this exact same metal skeleton, they build an Audi Q7, a Porsche Cayenne, a Bentley Bentayga, and yes, the Lamborghini Urus. You are paying for a custom-tailored Italian designer suit, but the body underneath that suit is the exact same German body shared by a family SUV that costs a fraction of the price. But the chassis is only the beginning. The real heart of the controversy lies beneath the hood. Let's look back at the Lamborghini Urus or a Bentley Continental 5.8. They have brutal engines that pull like crazy, but if you scratch the paint off the engine, what you find is a 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 developed by Audi. It's an extraordinary engine, yes, but it's the basic block you find in an Audi RS6 or even in quieter versions within the German luxury sedan lineup. Premium brands change the computer programming, tweak the turbos slightly, add a more aggressive exhaust system, and slap on a beautiful plastic cover that says Lamborghini in golden letters. The same thing happens in the Stellantis group. If you step into a modern Maserati Grecale, a huge part of its electronic architecture and mechanical components comes straight from shared platforms with Alfa Romeo and Jeep. The magic isn't in creating something brand new, but knowing how to calibrate what already exists so it feels completely different when you drive it. Where the illusion completely shatters for trained eyes is inside the cabins. Designing infotainment screens, software that doesn't crash, and physical buttons with a perfect tactile feel is ridiculously expensive. Because of this, when you got into a previous generation Aston Martin, the entire screen system, the menus, and even the turn signal stalks were inherited directly from Mercedes-Benz because Aston Martin used German electronics to cut costs. If you step inside a Pagani Huayra, a work of art worth millions of dollars, you will find that the engine is a colossal V12, manufactured exclusively by Mercedes-Benz's AMG division. Even in more everyday sports cars, like the Toyota Supra, if you lift the hood or look at the air conditioning buttons, everything is manufactured by BMW because the car is, in essence, a BMW Z4 with a Japanese body on top. The next time you see a touchscreen in an ultra-luxury car, there is a 90% chance that the operating system was originally designed for a car that costs 10 times less. At this point, it's easy to think that luxury brands are ripping us off and that the market is just one big marketing scam. But reality has two sides. If manufacturers didn't share components, half the brands we love would have gone bankrupt by now. Thanks to the fact that the Volkswagen Group sells millions of Tiguans and Golfs worldwide, they generate the necessary profits to keep Lamborghini alive and allow them to create limited edition monsters like the Revuelto. Plus, sharing parts has a hidden benefit for the owner of an exotic car: reliability. Your exotic car's screen and sensors are much more likely to work flawlessly for 10 years if they have already been tested in a million common street cars, instead of being a hand-built, artisanal system prone to breaking down every 2 weeks. And if you like these types of videos, subscribe and comment on what other videos you'd like to see on the channel.